Hi Aquarius, this is going to be your art channeled message. I channel messages through art, creativity. I really hope my messages inspire you to see the art within yourself, within your journey, and within everything around you, because everything is artistic, everything is symbolic, and we all start from zero, which is a blank canvas. It's just a fool's journey. I'm trying to introduce something new, something fresh. If you're new here, my name's Amanda. I've been an artist since I was a child, and I'm just here as an outlet to help others and to showcase all different types of creative avenues, I guess, mixed with divination. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer like channeled paintings where I channel something for you, plus tarot reading, kind of like this, but it's more like personable. Then the second one is the regular tarot reading with topic of your choice, because not all of us need to hear about love, not all of us need to hear about career, or some of us just want it general. So that's why that's there. And lastly, there's no rules here, so if this finds you, it's definitely meant for you. You can binge watch them. They're timeless. There's the overall art. That's what's so special about my messages, is you can get anything from it. There's the overall message, but then there's the underlying stuff. Sometimes I speak in metaphors and I don't even know it. Or it'll start with one thing and then the cards reflect it, or it's like the moral of the story or the conclusion even reflects it. And more importantly, what you see, what you're visualizing as I describe it, because I describe it for these for a reason, it's like, what do you see? Even when I'm talking mysteriously, it's like, how do you put that together? How does it all connect? Oh, and I apologize for the delay. I got my wisdom tooth taken out, so I had to rest and I couldn't really move my mouth. That really sucked. But I'm feeling really energetic. I'm feeling really good, so it's good to be back. I'm going to be doing Virgo as well. But yeah. What I started drawing for you were little gems or droplets attaching to each other like a pattern from an up and down direction. So it's like little droplets like going down. You see that a lot in earrings too. I then saw/heard chandelier. To make up one dazzling chandelier, there's several of those dangly pieces that are in sync with what I drew. A chandelier is the symbol of the sun. They are yet another thing that captures the essence of light. It's also a sign of wealth and high off the ground, high in the air, high status, because, well, it's high on the ceiling. Chandelier is French for candle holder. And right as I say that, I saw the hermit in my head. The hermit is the chandelier. The hermit holds the one candle. And what I drew is only a small piece of the chandelier. It's only one step towards complete illumination. And I was seeing the hermit as Dumbledore from Harry Potter. I wasn't really expecting to get a movie here, but I'm just going to go with the flow. I even have my Harry Potter cards out. So there's a scene in Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince where Dumbledore sort of comes out of nowhere, and it's like he's always doing that. Like, it's like, let's do this. We have to go on a mission. I have to pull you away. No explanation. Don't ask me questions. We're going. So they go to this old retired teacher's house called Professor Slughorn, and what he wanted was for him to come back to Hogwarts to teach potions, I believe. And when they got there, everything was dark, and he was actually disguising himself as an armchair. Like, he was sort of blending in that way, but it wasn't really his house. He was just hiding from Death Eaters or hiding from dark people. And Dumbledore did this spell where he put the whole entire house back in order for the people when they get back. So he was like getting everything together. And there was a small dangly piece from the chandelier under Harry's foot. And it was squeaking because it was like everything was just going together back into the spot it was automatically, like magic. And then it was under his shoe, shaking. So he lifts his shoe, goes right back up, and it was like that was the last piece. Dumbledore came there for a reason, because he needs Slughorn for something. He has a plan. He's the candle holder. Holds that last piece, and so does Harry in a way. Professor Slughorn had a secret memory that he was ashamed of that would soon be exposed throughout the movie. He also had something called the Slug Club. Slughorn often valued students over others based on their uniqueness, abilities, and wealth. He sort of like took them under their wing. And Dumbledore even said Slughorn was most likely going to try to collect Harry as if he was like a collectible or a gem or a gift. Kind of like chandeliers are considered a symbol of wealth. You even see that chandelier or things that correlate with wealth always being around Slughorn and around those scenes where it's like he thinks he's so prestigious, or he thinks this is like the Slug Club, this is only for cool people only. It's like Dumbledore said Slughorn was most likely going to try to collect him as a prized possession, and that Harry should let him so that he trusts him. Because Dumbledore wanted Harry to get the true memory, because the memory he had, the memory he knew was twisted by magic, because he was ashamed by it. He accidentally said something to Voldemort before he became a dark, powerful wizard. He gave him clues or secrets into dark magic. He kind of gave him a way open, and he feels somewhat responsible for that, for him coming to power. So he never wanted to really speak of it again, because all he was a teacher that Voldemort or Tom Riddle confided in, and that led to darker things without him knowing. So it was like an unintentional regret or an unintentional dark memory, Aquarius. I feel like that's significant for a lot of you. It's like someone has a dark secret or a dark memory that will kind of slowly unfold itself. But I feel like in a way they were kind of tricked into doing it, or they were just being a nice person. It's like something nice turned into something bad. Like something that slips out when you're just having a conversation, but really the other person wanted to know. It's like, where can I hear about this dark magic? What can you tell me about this? And he had no clue that this person would be the next dark wizard. Dumbledore even mentioned it felt like a memory was tampered with, like I said. He's not seeing what actually occurred or what actually was said. It's one candle that eventually leads to what he wants. Because what's a candle compared to a chandelier? What's a candle compared to complete illumination? Someone you know definitely has a dark past, and they regret something that still haunts them. That's why they sugarcoat it, change the story, or don't like to bring it to light or bring attention to it, kind of like Slughorn. I'm hearing image as well. Slughorn cared about his image very, very much, as well as those around him. It's like he cares about other people's images and also his own. And that's why he got close to Harry so well, because Harry was the chosen one. Harry was notorious for this. So, Chandelier, the candle holder. Chandeliers are a symbol of wealth, prestige. It's almost like you're going to gain someone's trust because you're on their level. And that's how you're going to find something out, or that's how you're going to unveil something for someone else. Ooh. I had a card fall. I'm just going to take it. We have Aragog, or a spider, but it wanted to come in this weird reversed position. So it's like the spider is upside down, but that literally looks like a chandelier. What? I don't know if chandeliers have a distinct, like, I know there's candles on chandeliers sometimes. Maybe this means 8 candles or 8 things. And spiders weave a web. Spiders weave a trap. It's like getting close to someone because you want something. But I'm seeing this as more of like trying to reveal something, trying to figure it out, like what exactly happened. No one was mad at Slughorn. They just needed to know what he told Voldemort, because that would then help them to eventually defeat him. Just like, what did you tell him? What does he know? What did he do to himself to prevent people from getting him? So it's like setting a trap, kind of like how Voldemort just kind of set a trap for Slughorn because he's such a nice person. He's such a nice teacher. Everyone has that, like, what do they call it, mentor. I know I had in school, like, one of my favorite teachers that you could just say anything to, tell anything to. And then once that relationship is built, he felt comfortable enough to ask it, because who would question or suspect such an innocent student like Tom Riddle, who eventually became dark? He didn't see him that way yet. So it's like setting the trap or setting the chandelier. It's like the candle holder. It's like the key to other dark things. Okay. What's really ironic is Aragog. There was actually a funeral for Aragog in The Half-Blood Prince. Harry attended a funeral with Slughorn in celebration of Aragog's life, and then that's the time where Slughorn kind of confessed. He's like, don't think differently of me, but this is what actually occurred, essentially. Wow. I feel like in a way as well, similar to what he does with certain students, like there's only a certain amount of students or certain students that fit a certain caliber that were allowed in the Slug Club or at his little parties. It's kind of, someone's going to take you under their wing because they find you special, and that's going to be your way in as well. Ace of Wands. Look at that. It's like the sun, the center of light. That's what a chandelier resembles. The candle holder, except in this case, this is a wand. Wands? I'm seeing that as an actual wand, like in the wizarding world. Wands can do many spells. Slughorn accidentally gave Tom, or Voldemort, some intel, some information on dark magic, to spells that should never be said or repeated or done outside of the classroom. Kind of getting what happens in the classroom stays in the classroom, or what happens. It's like what happens in, like, when people say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. I'm seeing as well, this as a general warning. Like, if you're learning about anything, or if you're really trying to dabble into something new, it's best that you don't try it out for yourself. Maybe some things are just better off being left in the book. Some things are left off being not tested or attempted. Some things you're better off keeping to yourself because you never know what someone's going to do with that information. Chandelier. Sometimes it's a trap. Sometimes someone doesn't actually want to learn from you. This is insane. It's like a spider weaving its web. But I'm seeing this as two different traps. Because Dumbledore, all he wanted to know was what really happened. He wanted to unlock a memory. So it's like, I feel like you're going to unlock a memory as well. Something someone keeps deep, deep down for years, maybe even months. Eight of Wands. Seeing this as like word vomit. I'm seeing this as a confession. To me, like, it's just something that comes out of nowhere. Someone finally breaks. And it's the last candle. It's the candle holder. It's what you need to create complete illumination, or the chandelier. And usually you can't create that chandelier unless you have like other prestigious people or someone they consider wealthy or consider on their level, because that's who they trust. That's their confidant. That's their equal. Like Slughorn. The reason Tom got what he wanted, the reason what Voldemort got what he wanted from him, is because he saw Tom as a special student. They formed that relationship already. We have Three of Swords. I'm seeing this as confession about something that's like painful. Something that's been weighing on their heart, mind, body, soul. This is a painful memory, something they want to push away. You know how sometimes out of trauma people they'd kind of like try to wipe it from their memories, or it's like they go with a certain scenario that they wish they would have done. They just go with it. Like, I didn't actually do it that way. Because in the memory that Dumbledore had, it showed Slughorn actually telling Voldemort off, but when in actuality, he was very nice with him. He actually gave him information he wished he never did. So he wished he would have forcefully told him off. Like, do not ask me about that kind of dark stuff. Don't ever engage with stuff like that ever again. In practical terms, you could see this too as, like, let's say someone comes up to you and starts being, like, prejudiced or starts saying inappropriate things. You're like, stop. Like, I'm not talking about that. That's what he wished he would have done. So you're going to realize, like, someone really wasn't a bad person. It's just it's like they helped make someone else powerful, or they helped make someone else a darker person. And maybe that darker person then hurt other people. So it's like maybe they wish they would have just put a stop to it. I'm seeing Judgment too as, like, Voldemort came back multiple times. He sort of came back from the dead multiple times. Every time people thought he was gone, it's like there are ways in which he can return. Six of Cups. Oh my god, memories! A dark past. Like, you're going to realize something about somebody. That you have no idea about, because they sort of use that prestigious slug club, wealth, it's like special attention to certain people as a way to distract from it. It's like that never happened. I never did that. Oh my god. Hierophant, a teacher, someone people look up to, someone like worships. I remember in the movie too, like, when Tom Riddle was sort of speaking with him, he's like, other teachers just wouldn't understand me like you do. Sometimes that's the way in. That's what pulls on people's heartstrings. It's like, oh, they trust me. I'm their confidant. Three of Pentacles. We have the Two of Pentacles. Seeing this as well, since Harry tried to do the same thing, it was really weird how it was mirrored that way. It's like he was suddenly Tom Riddle in this situation, and it's like Slughorn's back in Hogwarts for, like, a repeat. Except this trap, they just wanted to know what really happened. It wasn't like a trap, like they wanted to use him or get information out of him. So I'm kind of seeing this as Slughorn and Harry, but it's like you're the Harry in this situation, Aquarius. It's like someone's gonna take you, work with you, take special attention to you, and then in turn, I feel like you're just going to learn a lot about them. It's like, wow, you did that, you have a dark past, or you regret this. It's like maybe you put someone on a pedestal and it's like you're learning so much about them. Something is like the missing piece, Dumbledore, the candle holder. That means chandelier. And this even looks like a chandelier, which is insane. Aragog in reverse. Seeing uncertainty here as well. There's a lot of uncertainty throughout the movie. It's like, what will they think of me? Please don't think horribly of me. Because really, like, this was just a natural thing I was doing. I wasn't doing it to be a dark person. Essentially, whatever is said was like, well, then help the people that know what really happened to stop it from continuing. Not to use this as an example, but it's kind of like this gun debate with, like, all these school shootings. It's like a lot of people are like, we need to nip it in the bud from the beginning. Once you see bad behavior in students, like, I'm kind of seeing that as, like, the Voldemort in this situation. He was weird with animals. He was weird with the children. It's like, you need to look at the signs and stop it so it doesn't happen to anyone again. So we can end this person once and for all. So we can stop them so they don't hurt kids. So they don't stop the guns so it doesn't end up in any more schools. create more laws, create more barriers, create more webs. I feel like this is very important. Kind of seeing this too as like laws being passed or laws being discussed in court and politics. It's like, what are we going to do? We can't just ignore these memories. We can't just ignore it and it will go away. Kind of seeing this as innocence, the youth. Kind of seeing too, like, you have to look at behavior even in young children. It's like, what are they looking at? What do they have access to? Who are they looking up to? I'm gonna get a Bob Ross card to finish this art channeled message. Really hope the bigger picture makes sense to you all. So this is one of those readings that just kind of went on and on, but it's very important. You could say this involved like three people. One had a memory to hide, one was ashamed of their past, and then two others just wanted to know what happened so that they can take proper precautions. That's a crooked tree. We'll send him to Washington. So crooked to me, it's like something that needs fixing. Something that needs fixing. The chandelier, like I described in the beginning, it was missing that little dangly thing. It was like one last one that was under Harry's shoe. And it's like now everything's put together again. Now everything's clean. It's not, everything's in order. Something about organization. Needing to know everything. Needing everything to be concise, clear, so that you can move forward to the next part. Something about stories needing to add up. Something like being sent away and then coming back with new knowledge. If I paint something, I don't want to have to explain what it is. I don't want to have to explain myself. I don't want to have to talk about this anymore. But it's going to come up. Seeing a lot of uncomfortable situations or uncomfortable conversations. Okay. The candle holder. The chandelier. Aquarius, that's the end of your art channeled message. Please like, subscribe, support the channel in any way you can. I would really, really, really appreciate it. And yeah, bye.